Coming up in Loyola News Chicago, the men's basketball team is advancing to the finals of the College Basketball Invitational. Student government passed divestment, and you won't believe how controversial it already is. And find out which designer is getting rid of one of his signature lines. You won't want to miss this.
From the Convergence Studio in the School of Communication, this is Loyola News Chicago.
Hello and welcome to Loyola News Chicago. I'm Lauren Smith.
And I'm Lane Davis. We've got two big stories today. The Loyola Ramblers are headed to the College Basketball Invitational, and student government passed divestment last night. It's already a controversial decision.
And we'll tell you more about that in a moment, but first, the men's basketball team. The Ramblers have advanced to the finals of the College Basketball Invitational. They won 63-48 over Seattle, Washington Wednesday night. Loyola will host Louisiana Monroe this Monday night at 7 p.m. in the first game of the final series. Games 2 and 3 will be later on in the week. This is the first time the Ramblers have been in the postseason in 30 years. Maria Shakowski has more on what that means for Loyola's basketball program and Rambler fans.
Thanks, guys. We talked to our own Loyola News Chicago sports director, Joaquin Carrig, to gain some insight on the Ramblers' postseason winning streak.
You know, the CBI, the fact that we're in postseason play for the first time in 30 years is a big deal. Obviously, the CBI is not the most prestigious of tournaments, but, you know, postseason experience is postseason experience. I'm a little bit disappointed right now in how the turnout's been for these postseason games. I mean, there have been fans there, but I'd like to see that stadium packed. I mean, it's only a 5,000-seat stadium. We should be able to fill that for postseason basketball. So I'm hoping, you know, just knowing that if we do win the CBI, or even the fact that we made it the championship game, will, you know, make students think that the program is headed in the right direction, and maybe next season we'll see better student turnout.
We also talked to Loyola students to see if their interest and support of the Ramblers has grown with the team's success.
I follow it. I don't go to all the games. I don't get to go to all the games, but I follow it a little bit. I wouldn't say that I'm a diehard fan, but I'm proud of our team, and I hope they do well.
I was just at the last basketball game yesterday, so it was really exciting. You know, we had a lot of support out there, and we won, so yeah.
Awesome. Like, we're known as a volleyball school to, like, actually as a basketball team make it to a postseason in the CBI, like, and we're doing well in the CBI. That it's good signs for the future.
I think it's definitely generated a little bit more interest, but there's still not a full student section yet, and I think that that's something you have to work on.
Again, as I said, like, we're a volleyball school. There's nothing wrong with that, but we used to be national champions in basketball. Let's become national champions again.
Loyola making it to the finals has generated more student interest, but as you can see, just not quite enough. Maybe one day the entire student section will be filled in Gentile. Maria Shakowski, Loyola News Chicago.
We'll have highlights from this week's wins later in sports.
One of the most controversial resolutions at Loyola came to a vote in the Student Senate on Tuesday. We interviewed two Loyola reporters about what it was like to sit in on the meeting.
Students for Justice in Palestine had a resolution on the floor, and essentially it was about divesting from companies that they say profit off the Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories. The resolution specifically targeted companies that they had researched that Loyola does invest in. This does not mean student tuition goes into these companies, but what they were saying is that the university takes their own funds from donors and invests into these companies.
Well, Loyola Divest has been around for at least a year because they proposed legislation last year as well, but they're also part of a bigger movement for justice in Palestine that's been around for a while, at least since 2005. Everybody on pro-divestment was on the right and everybody not divestment was on the left, and I couldn't sit in the middle of the room. So I was even like thinking, I was just like, where can I sit that people won't automatically distrust me?
So essentially what Hillel was saying is their main arguments were that why just Israel? Like, why are we just focusing on this? They felt very alienated as a group. They would tell me that they're a very small group on campus. It's a very select few amount of students, and they just felt like they were being targeted. The speaker, Danish, he said that it was a 15-15 tie vote with 2 abstentions. And so that meant the Speaker of the House, who is Danish, would be the one to break the tie. And the room just went silent.
So he gave himself like about 15 seconds and then voted yes.
Because it is a story of 2 sides, and there are human rights abuses on both sides. Some will tell you more on one side than the other, but I think both had valid stories of pain that they had felt.
It got very intense. There were a couple moments where I was like, felt like I was gonna cry because it was just such a big deal, and there's so many people and there's so much like energy in the room, and you can't just...
The next step for the divest resolution is to go to Loyola's Judicial Committee to determine if it's constitutional. We'll continue to follow this story in the weeks to come.
Student government elections are here, and students will not only vote for who will lead, but also what they'll drink and how much they'll pay. Polls open March 25th and stay open until just midnight tonight. Students can vote from the comfort of their own residence halls because ballots have been sent to their LUC email addresses. The results of the election will be available tomorrow. For more information on the candidates, go to luc.edu/sglc/spring elections. The 2 teams running for president and vice president are Marianne Chavez and Michael Fasulo, and Amanda Koenig and Amir Kadir. 2 major referendums are on the ballot. There are whether Metropolis Coffee will replace Starbucks coffee on campus and whether to fund the Magic Scholarship. The scholarship would add $2.50 to the student activity fee. Check your emails for the ballot and be sure to cast your vote. The South Asian Student Alliance, or SASA, just finished up its year with a bang. The SASA show is one of the biggest yearly events that Loyola has this year. This show brought in close to 1,000 people, including performers, students, and families, who packed Gentile Arena Saturday night. The show consists of a variety of traditional South Asian dances with musical twists as well as hip-hop dances among each class. In between performances, there were also short comedic skits. The dancers are inspired by the hottest Bollywood music and are choreographed by SASA's own members. In the past, the show has been held off campus, but the SASA Executive Board worked hard to have it at Loyola for the first time in years.
About 6 months before the show, so we keep in mind that every student has their own schedule and academics, so we usually do practice once a week, usually from 10 to 12.
And we don't know any of the details that go on into putting on a show like this, so like seeing it all come together the day of, like things like lighting, sound, all these videos and skits that they put together that we don't get to see throughout while they're working on it, but then at the end we see it all come together.
The South Asian Student Alliance puts on several events throughout the year. Their last big event for the year is a formal, which is open to all Loyola students.
The construction of a Hampton Inn, a hotel on Loyola's Lakeshore campus, is one step closer to becoming a reality. Chicago's Zoning Board of Appeals has approved Loyola and Atira Hotels to start construction. According to the proposal, the Hampton Inn will be on Albion and Sheridan Road. It will include 5 ground-level storefronts and nearly 10,000 square feet of retail space in the Morgan at Loyola Station. But the Loyola Phoenix says construction is not clear to start just yet. The proposal still needs approval under the Lakefront Protection Ordinance. It also will be reviewed by the Chicago Planning Commission. Being a college student and making your own meals can be tough. Greta Patrick has a story on how Loyola students find it even harder to simply go to the grocery to get ingredients.
Leah Holmes is a junior at Loyola. Like a lot of upperclassmen, she lives off campus, has no meal plan, and likes to cook her own meals.
I like to cook chicken in different ways. I also like to cook like pastas, like lasagna and stuff like that, and also just Pinterest new ideas.
Loyola sophomore Sharifa Hashim also loves cooking.
I quickly got sick of like eating out all the time, so I honestly just went online, found recipes, and just started getting into it.
Cooking is a way for off-campus students to save money, but since Dominic's closed in 2013, there has been no major supermarket near campus. Some students say this has greatly affected their grocery shopping.
I don't go very often. Like when Dominic's was here, I could go as often as I wanted to because it was like right there.
Both Holmes and Hashim have to travel at least 15 minutes to get their groceries.
It is a hassle. It would be much easier to just kind of either have to like cross the street or just drive like 2-3 minutes to a grocery store.
It won't be long till we have a closer supermarket though. A Whole Foods market will take over the old Dominic's. In the meantime, students have the option to utilize the locally owned food markets around Rogers Park. They range from smaller stores like New Leaf Grocery on Loyola Avenue to Devon Market on Devon. While the Rogers Park community has a lot of different locally owned grocery stores to offer students, most students prefer coming to a bigger, more well-known chain grocery store. So that means they've got to travel. They've got to get on the L and either go north to Evanston for the Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, or they've got to come down here off of the Berwyn Red Line to the Jewel Osco. Having a supermarket so close to campus could eliminate the hassle. But Holmes says she doesn't see the Whole Foods being very popular among all the college student budgets. Even though it'll be close to campus, it is a more expensive store. It'll be interesting to see whether students take advantage of the Whole Foods or whether they continue to travel to keep their pantries stocked. Greta Patrick, Loyola News, Chicago.
The Whole Foods Market on Glen Lake is set to open in June, so unless you're staying for the summer semester, you won't be able to use it until next fall.
Coming up on Loyola News, we'll tell you how you can get in on the NFL draft.
And find out how one student turned her passion into a career. More on that when we come back.
That was nuts. It's crazy.
That was fun.
Crazy. You got some killer dance moves. You're tearing up that dance floor.
You weren't too by yourself.
Nah, I try. So what are you trying to do now? I don't live too far. Go back to my place, have a beer?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yo! What's up, Brandy? Crazy seeing you here.
Oh, what's up? How you been?
Nothing, just like slapjacks. Probably just gonna head home and kick it. Yeah, so who do we have here?
Oh, my bad, dude. We just met. This is Stacy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yo, Brandy, you might want to double check who you're bringing home tonight. She might not be who you think she is.
What are you talking about? She's beautiful. All right, step aside, homie. I'm gonna go home, enjoy the rest of my night. Stacy, let's go.
Are you ready for that fun surprise tomorrow morning? Know Your Limits, sponsored by the state of Illinois.
Welcome back. We now have more on Loyola's basketball postseason success. Isra Ilhilawani is here with sports.
Thanks, Lauren. We've been telling you about Loyola's postseason run in men's basketball. Joaquin Carrig has the highlights from this week's big wins.
Loyola taking on Oral Roberts in the quarterfinal round. Sister Jean wishing the team a safe game. It ended up being a physical one. First half, Loyola got off to a hot start offensively. Dante Agram finds Milton Doyle, who splashes in the three. That would extend the lead to double digits. Devin Turk said, wait a minute, I'm the three-point specialist on this team. Nails one of his own. Loyola up 37-22. To the second half, Christian Thomas coming alive. Catches the pass from Joe Chrisman with one hand and wills in the tough layup. Minutes later, Thomas said, enough with layups. Let me dunk this ball right here with authority. He finished with 15 points. Loyola led by double digits for much of the second half, but some brainless decisions led to the Ramblers fouling three-point shooters twice. Loyola survived the late scare, though, to hold on to the 86-78 victory. Earl Peterson had 19 points. Aaron Young finished with 26. Ramblers head coach Porter Moser's thoughts after the game.
You know, I thought we did a really good job executing our stuff today. We got some good baskets off of what we run. I thought we did some really good things to get that lead. Really good things to get that lead off a very good team.
The win would send Loyola to the semifinals to take on Seattle University. Fans actually in the student section for this game. Devin Turk says, why score two when you can have three? Nails the triple from the corner. More from Turk in this game. To the second. Earl Peterson in transition with the lane, trying to ignite a struggling offense, failed to score much in the first half. But Emerson Murray in Seattle had Loyola's number early in the second. Scores the tough lay-in right here. Seattle had a lot larger front court, and that led to William Powell causing havoc in the paint. His pump fake caused Devin Turk to fly, and he lays it in easily. But I told you we had more from Turk in this game. Drains the three. He had 5 on the night, 15 points total. Peterson driving the lane. He gets another one of his buckets. He had 15 also. He and Milton Doyle contributed to a late push that ended Seattle's chance at a CBI championship appearance. Loyola wins big, 63-48. Turk and Peterson with 15, Powell with 12. Moser after the game.
I'm proud of our guys. I mean, it's just, I told them, it's just another sign of how much our culture is changing. Is that it was just grind out toughness plays that turned the tide.
Have you been following the basketball team? We want to know what you think. Tweet us at Loyola TV and tell us how you're cheering for the Ramblers. Tune in next week and we'll bring you the results of the finals. The men's volleyball team is still ranked number 2 in the country after defeating the Grand Canyon Lopes. In the first set, the teams traded points until a block from the Ramblers got them a 25-23 win. The Ramblers won the second set 26-24. The third set consisted of kills from 3 Ramblers for a 25-21 victory. Loyola improves the season to 16-1 and 8-1 in the Midwestern region. Now the team's gearing up for the next game against Indiana University Fort Wayne. And next week they play Lewis University, the only team that's beat them all season. The Loyola softball team hosted Northern Iowa at Cacciatore Stadium, home of the DePaul Blue Demons on Saturday. In Game 1, Northern Iowa racked up 5 runs on 4 hits at the top of the first inning and scored 1 run in the next 2 innings. The Ramblers fell to the Panthers 11-0 in 5 innings with no hits and just 1 walk. In Game 2, Ramblers fell again to the Panthers at 2-1. The series finale on Sunday was canceled due to freezing temperatures, and the Ramblers will resume conference play this weekend when they host Bradley. The NFL draft is going to be held in Chicago for the first time at the end of April, and if you want to go, listen up. Fans can now sign up for a chance to win tickets. 5,600 tickets are available for an in-theater experience, and 3,000 tickets will be available for outdoor seating. The draft is being held at Roosevelt University's auditorium. Those hoping to win can sign up online by April 5th and will be chosen at random. Winners will be notified by email on April 6th. That's it for sports. You know, with the Bears being picked King 7th, it's exciting for Chicago, especially with the new coach in charge.
You know what? The fact that it's even here in Chicago, it's really interesting to see what kind of fans come out and see this, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like we're not going to see it for like another month or so, but definitely Chicago has some really diehard fans, so the city is going to be in celebration, for sure.
Thank you, Ezra.
Thanks, Lauren.
How would you like to save 3 people's lives in just 20 minutes? LifeSource came to the Loyola Lakeshore campus this week to give students the opportunity to donate blood. The blood provides local hospitals with a vital, fresh supply for the people who need it. According to the American Red Cross, every year more than 4.5 million patients need blood transfusions in the U.S.
We try to come out every other month. We do this to help out cancer patients, people that need blood transfusions on a daily basis. It's a good way to find out your blood type, cholesterol level, and every time you donate, you get to save 3 lives.
I had never given blood before, so I thought, why not?
I mean, it feels good to help other people. Like, if I'm not using the blood, then someone else can.
Students, faculty, and staff are all welcome to donate blood. LifeSource is projecting at least 30 donations this week and will be coming back for more next month.
A lot of college students struggle to manage their studies. Nabil Hassan reports on one student who breaks that mold.
Elizabeth Lenhart is a marketing major at Loyola who discovered her passion for making cupcakes in high school. She decided to turn this hobby into a business called Bake with Lizzie. Lenhart caters events and parties where kids and people of all ages can decorate their own cupcakes based off her designs. She also sells at a farmer's market in her hometown of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I'd hold the icing frosting bag with them and help them make the cupcakes. So just the joys on the kids' faces is really what drives me and got me back to the farmer's market every single week.
This allows kids and adults to be creative and have an enjoyable time. Lenhart wants her customers to come away with a memorable experience.
So I think they taste really good, my cupcakes, but my main goal isn't just the taste, it's more of the full-on experience. So I want someone to be able to create something and be proud of it and to have a great time and even just laugh at it.
Lenhart is taking 6 classes this semester, and at the same time she is constantly developing new decoration ideas throughout the week. Lenhart's best friend believes Elizabeth does a great job of succeeding at school while running a business.
She's someone that has excelled both academically and in her business. I think that she's able to balance it extraordinarily well. She has a great support system outside of her business, including her family and then all of her friends here.
Lenhart's goal is to one day have her own cupcake store. Right now she's concentrating on school and wants her current business to thrive. Nabil Hassan, Loyola New Chicago.
Elizabeth says she will continue to host parties, cater events, and work at the farmers market to save up money for her own business after she graduates.
You won't believe who was right across the campus last weekend. More of that coming up.
And in our Loyola Extra, find out how a famous book series inspired a magical fundraiser.
I had a really good time tonight.
Me too.
Give me your wallets and no one gets her.
Sir, we don't want any trouble, please.
Empty your pockets.
Wow. Those knitting lessons really paid off.
Life is full of distractions. Some are minor.
Crash, look who it is.
Others are more severe.
For today's Loyola Extra, we're heading to the world of Harry Potter with Katrina Lim.
It was a really good event. Thanks, Lane. Many organizations raise money for charity by either running marathons or selling food. One Loyola organization uses reading and magic for their great cause.
One of our goals is like a monetary goal. This is a fundraiser for literacy. Last year we raised $1,525, so we want to beat that this year in terms of raising money. The other thing is like attendance, just having people here and having people enjoy this.
Alliance for Awesome hosted their 3rd annual Harry Potter Readathon to raise money for 2 literary charities. Volunteers sold books wrapped in butcher paper because they believe you can't judge a book by its cover. There is also a costume contest and plenty of food. Many participants were there for the cause, but they also enjoyed the theme.
It's pretty, everything matches Harry Potter, everything's Harry Potter themed, so it's nice.
Just their creativity is crazy. Like the little kid with the Mad-Eye Moody costume was really cool, and these floating candles are really cool.
Alliance for Awesome until this Saturday at indiegogo.com. They currently have $1,500. Well, the readathon was really great and those costumes looked awesome.
Yeah, I actually stopped by too, and you can really tell that everyone was really having fun for a good cause.
Definitely.
The official lineup for Chicago's Lollapalooza is finally here. The festival released its lineup for the 3-day music concert. Headlines act include Paul McCartney, Metallica, Florence and the Machine. Other acts include Sam Smith and Bass Nectar. Discounted 3-day tickets for the festival sold out after they were on sale on Tuesday. Music lovers can still get their hands on tickets. VIP Lolla Lounge, Platinum, and travel packages are all still available.
You never know who you might run into around Loyola's Water Tower campus. The Bentley dealership across the street from the School of Communication was the scene of a big fundraiser. The dealership that is usually filled with luxury cars was filled with luxurious people Saturday night. Oscar winner Common hosted the event to raise money for his Common Ground Foundation. John Legend, Matt Forte, and Mayor Rahm Emanuel were also there. Hearts are breaking all over the world. Zayn Malik has left One Direction. The band will continue making music without him. Obama International Airport? You heard right. Mayor Rahm Emanuel is tossing around the idea of renaming O'Hare Airport to honor the president. March 27th is Felice's 3rd birthday. Stop in for $3.33 pizza slices and birthday cake. White rice goes with practically anything. Luckily, scientists have found a way to cut calories in a serving of rice. The secret? Add coconut water and refrigerate the whole dish for 12 hours.
Many fashion lovers are upset to learn that the Marc by Marc Jacobs fashion line is being discontinued. The younger and more affordable line is being absorbed by the main Marc Jacobs brand. This might seem odd since most department stores carry the Marc line. Jacobs told Women Wear Daily that he still intends to have a mixture of high and low priced items. This decision comes before the brand goes public later this year.
I really hope that he keeps some affordable pieces as well, because I know I really love his designs.
You know, we can only hope.
Yes. That's our news for today. Thanks for watching.
We'll be back next week with another edition of Loyola News Chicago. Have a great day.
So many times I've been alone in my life, but now I found a reason to be smiling. You came into my world and then you turned on all the lights, just when I was really getting tired of trying.